Nation. Alex Little is a criminal defense attorney and former prosecutor. He joins us now. Alex,
good evening, Mark.
What's the reason for this somewhat mercurial judge's 5-hour delay today?
We haven't got any confirmed reporting as to the exact reason. I think there are a few clues that have been reported. The judge went into the jury room at one point. There was also the court reporter going into his chambers with the attorneys from both sides. That generally suggests that there's something going on with the jury, with possibly a juror who has been exposed to some information or may have said some things that he shouldn't have. And if that happens, there has to be a whole process, a hearing, where out of the presence of the public, the jurors have to be questioned about a series of things.
Right, so it may just be that some jurors had been known to be behaving inappropriately.
Yes.
The prosecution's view is that it's the judge who's been behaving inappropriately. He's been very hard on them. Yesterday he told one of them to stop talking about this loan that Manafort never got and maybe move on to one that he actually did. I'm all in favor of being disrespectful to judges because I think Americans are too deferential to judges generally. But in this case, the prosecution is showing its actual anger with the way the judge has conducted this trial.
Well, it's interesting. You don't often see federal judges really come down hard on federal prosecutors. It's generally the other way around. They're in front of the same the prosecutors in front of the same judges day after day. But this judge is known to sort of be this way. He's called himself the Caesar of his own small Rome there in Alexandria, Virginia. So I don't think it's unexpected behavior from Judge Ellis, but it certainly is unusual compared to other cases.
Now, Mark Penn was on earlier, and he made the point that we all know that whatever the state of Paul Manafort's taxes, the reason this trial is taking place is nothing to do with his tax returns from 10 years ago, 20 years ago, 30 years ago, whatever it is, but only because he worked for the Donald Trump campaign for a couple of months in 2016. Is it a credible case given that underlying reality?
Oh, it is a credible case. I mean, the evidence that's been presented is pretty standard bank and tax fraud, the sort of case you'd see in pretty much every district of the United States brought by assistant U.S. attorneys. The government does not take kindly to lying to banks. Banks really don't like it, especially when you're talking about millions of dollars. Would it have this much focus if it were not Paul Manafort? Of course not. But these are pretty bread and butter cases for U.S. prosecutors.
The star witness is this guy, Rick Gates, who, it was revealed this week, he stole money from Manafort's bank accounts to finance an extramarital affair in London. Does it actually come down to the government's Mueller's witness, his credibility versus Manafort's?
It's certainly a key piece. Anytime you've got a cooperator who's providing sort of the inside account of criminal activity, the juror is going to be asked to determine whether that person is telling the truth. But the way prosecutors build these cases is they take that information and they corroborate it as much as they can with hard documents, emails, tax returns, financials, and they've done that here. And ultimately, that's what the jury is going to have to rely upon if they convict Paul Manafort.
Well, we'll see how it goes as the next week proceeds. Alex, thanks for joining us.
Thank you.
The stars.